Good evening, guys. What's up? Everything cool? Please, can everyone hear me? What's up? Good evening. Please, can you hear me? Cool. I hope everyone is okay. They're all doing well. Awesome. So we are 7. I think we are supposed to be 15. Is it okay if we wait a while for the others to join? Or should we proceed? Okay. Alright, sure. Five minutes. Okay. Okay, sure. Let me put a reminder in the group just in case. Wow, I wonder where everyone is. Can we begin? Okay. I think I'm recording the session, so those who are late should be able to catch up with us. Okay, so good evening once again, and I hope everyone is fine. I don't want us to waste a lot of time today. I want us to be able to close early, so I'm just going to jump right into what we have to do. But by way of recap, this is the Fiverr training program that you have all signed up for. The idea is to equip you with the skills needed to become very successful on Fiverr. And so on the first day, we did an overview of what we'll be looking at. Okay, I took you through all the models, and then yesterday we looked at signing up as a seller, certain important things to know, and we even looked at the process of creating your seller account. We saw how to do it on the phone, how to do it on the PC, and Emmanuel was gracious enough to let us use his account as our test account. So I think we're all good. I hope everyone has been able to create their seller account using the tips and everything that we spoke about yesterday. If you are still having any difficulty, please feel free and text me and let me know what difficulty you are having. Today, we are going to go into how to create your gig. How to create your gig. And the exciting thing about today's session is that we're not just going to be looking at how to create a gig, but we are going to look at how to create it in such a way that it ranks on the first page of Fiverr's search engine. Okay, there are numerous strategies, numerous tips, and I'm excited to actually share them with you. I tried writing down everything I know. My book is even full. If I left anything out, I'll definitely be sure to follow it up in the group. Okay, but I trust I'm not going to leave anything out, and all the things we are going to talk about should work very well for you. While we are going on with the session, if you have any question, if something isn't clear, as we've been doing, drop your question in the comments, and once I read them, I will answer immediately. So in today's session, let me see if I can share my screen. Okay, so today we are going to look at how to create your gig, and the first thing we'll be looking at is some important things to know. Then we'll look at pricing structure, we'll look at your description, and then we'll look at some examples as well. A lot of things that we are going to see today or talk about today will tie into what we'll be talking about later when I'll be speaking about how to promote your gig so that you get more orders. Okay, I'll definitely not exhaust everything from that topic here, but then you'll find some things which will be repeated in that session. So just a heads up. Okay, so the first thing we want to ask ourselves is, what is a gig? And simply put, the gig is that service you are selling on Fiverr. Okay, so whatever it is you are selling, it's referred to as a gig. There are some very important things you should know about your gig even before we begin. Okay, because to make a lot of money on Fiverr, there are two things involved. You are either going to be selling a lot of low priced gigs. Okay, so you are going to be getting a lot of orders from low priced gigs which are $5, gigs which are $10, or you are going to learn the skill so that you can sell certain expensive gigs. Okay, and with those ones, you sell just a few of them, but you are able to make thousands of dollars in a month. So we are talking about web designing, website creation, the more technical gigs which are very expensive. So as you create your gigs, you might want to consider what sort of gigs you want to sell. Are you going to sell gigs which are cheap, or are you going to sell gigs which are expensive? And if you want to sell gigs which are cheap, you should ask yourself whether they are, good enough to help you get a lot of orders a month so that you can make $1,000 a month as your salary or $2,000 a month. If they are expensive, you should ask yourself, well, they are highly priced, but are they relevant enough for people to order, such that even if 5 people order a month or 10 people order a month, I still have $1,000 or $2,000 as revenue. So these are questions you should ask yourself as you think about the kind of gigs you want to sell, okay? And another thing about the gig is that um, Fiverr works like Google in terms of ranking gigs on its search results, and we'll see that later in the session. And so it's important that you implement very good search engine optimization strategies, okay? And I'll be talking about a lot of them throughout the session, but you don't have to leave anything aside or take anything for granted in implementing proper SEO strategies. Another thing is that the name you choose for your gig is permanent. It's not actually permanent, you can change it, but then it's recommended you leave it as it is, and I'll explain to you why later. But then you have to leave it as it is. If in future it becomes necessary to change the name of your gig or the title of your gig, what I recommend is that you create a new gig altogether, okay? And while we go through the session, I'll explain the reason why. If I forget to, someone should kindly remind me, but it's actually important that the title of your gig remains the same forever. So what are the top things to consider in creating your gig? Okay, the first one should be your gig title. That's the first thing you should consider, your gig title. Your gig title has to be short, it has to be catchy, it has to be straight to the point, and it has to be convincing. I'll show you some examples, but don't choose a gig title that is as long as a paragraph. As you do that, Fiverr would even prompt you. Fiverr would even prompt you that the kind of title you are creating, no one is going to see what you are offering. So it's important that you keep it short, relevant, and straight to the point. And as we go on, I'll show you how to do that, okay, using the most important words that people are searching for. The next thing you should consider when you hear a gig on Fiverr is your tags, okay? Your tags are keywords that you attach to the gig, and it's those keywords which are going to help your gig rank on the search results, such that if someone comes to Fiverr and is looking for a particular service, if you are the one selling that service, you are always going to be on the first page of the search results. And we know that that will boost your chances of getting an order, okay? There's no one on the first page of the search results who does not have an order. If we have time, I'll take you through some examples, but you see the number of orders people have over there. So it's important that you don't take tags for granted. And like I've said, I'll go into details about how to utilize tags to your benefit. The next thing you should know about the gig on Fiverr is the description. The description is so important. The description is what actually sells your gig and possibly sells you, okay? And it's going to be very much like what we did when we created our seller descriptions yesterday, okay? Yes, that we are going to have more information there, but the idea is the same, okay? You are trying to sell the gig. You are trying to talk about your experience. You are trying to sound exciting and promising, and then you are leaving a call to action. So it's important. Most importantly, it has to be very professional. And there are two ways of making sure that your gig description sounds professional. You can give it to a friend who is very good in the English language, very good with corporate literature, okay, how, corporate people talk in the corporate world, bankers and lawyers, so that the person will help you craft a message that is very professional, okay? Or you can use a free software like Grammarly. Grammarly is free, and what it does is whatever you type, it's able to look at it and immediately tell you how to put it in a professional way. So these are the two things you can do. I don't use Grammarly, okay, because I'm surrounded by a lot of English professors, and my dad is a lawyer, my mom is an English teacher, so if I have any issues, I just go to them. But if you don't have that sort of luxury, you can use a tool like Grammarly to ensure that whatever you've written for your gig description is professional. The next thing you should know about the gig is pricing, okay? Pricing can make and unmake you. It can make you in the sense that if your pricing strategy is easy to understand, if your pricing strategy is competitive, you are going to be getting a lot of orders. On the other hand, if your pricing strategy is all over the place. Okay, we don't know exactly how much you are charging us for what exactly. You are going to confuse buyers, and some people don't have time. In fact, the nature of man today is that man doesn't have time for anything. Our attention span is so short. So if someone comes on the platform, arrives at your gig and sees that, I mean, there's confusion everywhere. The person is not even sure how much he's going to pay for a service. And what's worse, you are probably not online for the person to message you to make further inquiries. You are going to be missing out on a chance to land an order. Okay, so the pricing strategy is so important. And as we go on, we'll talk more about it and how to ensure that your pricing strategy works for you and helps you get more orders. The next thing we'll be talking about, and which is important that you know about the gig, is the gig videos or the gig thumbnails. Okay, when you search for someone's gig on Fiverr, those pictures which show up on the gig, or sometimes the videos, are what I'm referring to. And these are very important because they are the ones which people are actually going to take a decision on to click your gig or not click your gig. Okay, so it's important to have a very attractive thumbnail over there, or you have a very, straight to the point, punchy, informative, exciting video selling your gig on your gig, video, okay, or whatever it is. I'll take you through some examples. Probably I'll share mine with you. I don't think mine is exciting enough, but once I put up a video on my gig, it did magic for me, okay. When I first started selling on Fiverr, I just had some thumbnails I had imported from Google, and I wasn't getting orders, and I came across the strategy somewhere that videos, increase your conversion rates, okay, by so many percent. So I decided to shoot a video of myself, and then I posted it on my gig, and it did the magic. Okay, in a very short while, I was beginning to get so many orders for that particular gig, and I'm still getting orders for it. So even though now I feel that video is a bit trashy, I've left it there because it's doing the work anyway. So it's important that your gig video is very good, your thumbnail is very good, and as we go through the session, we'll go into details about how to utilize this very well. Also, something you should know about your gig video and your gig thumbnail, you have to name it after your gig. Okay, so if your gig is logo design, I will create a logo design for you in 24 hours. Okay, if that's the title of your gig image or your gig video, the file should have that same name. Okay, you can name it logo design or graphic design or whatever tag you are using for your gig. I'll show you how to do it as the session progresses, so don't worry about it. This is important because Fiverr and Google kind of work hand in hand. So once you have implemented these SEO strategies, okay, once you have named your gig photo after your gig title, if someone searches for logo design, example, in Google, and is looking for images on logo design, the person will see your image. Okay, it will be one of the first images to show up. I'll show you how that works in a short while. And likely the person is going to click your image if it is attractive enough. And clicking your image will lead the person to your Fiverr website, your Fiverr profile, and possibly the person will place an order with you. So that's also important. The last thing which is important about the gig is gig favorites. Gig favorites are it's something that Fiverr uses to rank gigs. Okay, it's like the more gig favorites a gig has, the more the engine pushes it up the search results. And so in this session, I'm also going to be taking you through how to make sure that you are getting a lot of gig favorites on your gig. So these are the important things you must know about a gig and how to create your gig. And in a short while, I'll be taking you through some examples. I've actually saved some profiles for you to look through, but I'll be taking you through some examples. So when you want to create a gig on Fiverr, if you have an idea of what you want to sell, the first thing you need to do is to search for that gig in the Fiverr search engine. Okay, search for it and see if it's there. Once it's there, you find some tags up there. Okay, I think it's time to go into the tutorial so that the things I'm saying are a bit meaningful. I'm coming to share my screen and we'll jump right into it. Okay. So let's just go to fiverr.com. Yes, so this is what your interface is going to look like. And you want to create your gig. So let us assume that you have decided to create a transcription gig or a logo design gig. The first thing you have to do is to search for that gig. So that is what I'm coming to do. If you cannot see what I'm doing, let me know. I hope everyone can see my screen. So we are searching transcription. You cannot see my screen. Ronald, can you see my screen now? No. Is Ronald the only one with a problem? Or everyone else cannot see my screen? Alright, Ronald, I think you may have to check your settings or something. Seems everyone can see. Awesome. Okay, you can see now. So if we want to create a transcription gig, for example, the first thing we are going to do is to come onto the search platform and then search for transcription. And you see up here suggested. Okay, can you all see the suggested? You see suggested, and certain boxes will show up there. You have audio transcription, English transcription, video transcription, medical transcription, music transcription, podcast transcription, YouTube transcription. Okay, these are very important tags, and the first thing you have to do is to write them down. Okay, write them down on a piece of paper or in your book. So I'm going to see if I can copy and paste them into a document. Tags. So we're going to put them under tags. It has written them in a strange way, but audio transcription, video transcription. What else did we have there? We had English transcription, medical transcription. And the last one, Fiverr allows you to have only 5 tags. Okay, so no more thank you YouTube transcriptions. Okay, so we've put our tags down. That's the first thing you should do. Write them down. Another thing you should look out for is whether these tags have a lot of results for their search. So you go to audio transcription. It shows you over here the number of people who are registered under audio transcription, 3,000, 517. Okay, so that's an indicator that this is a term that a lot of people search for in the search results. Let's go back and check the others. We have English transcription. Let's see how many people. 906 services available. It's not really impressive, but you get the idea. What we want to do is we want to take the tags which have the most results. Okay, so you look at video transcription. Video transcription has 3,304 results or services available. Okay, let's look at YouTube transcription. This one is horrible, 66. So I think we should cancel YouTube transcription. It's not really searched for. But the idea is to pick the services or the tag that has the most services, okay? And then write it down. Now, these tags would end up showing in your, if you look at the document here, I had title, description, and tags. These tags would end up showing in the description, and you'll choose one for the title. So let me copy this and paste it under here. And then we are going to select one for the title. So the way to do that is probably to look for the one that had the most results. Okay, I think transcription itself has the most results because you see that it has 4,598 services available. So we're going to stick with the word transcription in our title. Now, this is very important because it helps the algorithm rank your gig very well. Okay, all this is SEO strategy. It does not work only on Fiverr. Even if you are a YouTube content creator and you want to rank your videos on the first page or the first 5 videos of the results, these are things that you would have to learn. Okay, and so you would make sure that the most searched tags feature in your tags, in your description, and in your title. It's very, very important. Another thing you should know is that the main word that you are going to choose from the tags, okay, to feature in your title should not feature less than 4 times in the description. I hope you understand. I'll show you how to write the description as we go on. But this word transcription should not appear less than 3 times, which means it must appear more than 3 times in your description. Also, these tags that you selected, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, should feature not less than once in the description. So it means it has to feature more than once, but not less than once. It is very, very important. The next thing we want to do is we want to select a title that is straight to the point, as we said, catchy, short, exciting, okay? Something that gives all the information someone needs at a go. And we want to look at some of the examples under transcription. So I will be your transcriber, audio and video transcription services. Straight to the point. I'll provide accurate audio or video transcription in 24 hours. Straight to the point. I will provide high quality transcription of audio or video. Straight to the point. Everything the person says they will do is there. I'll show you some bad gigs. It's like the people were writing essays. Okay, usually you will not find them on the first page because Fiverr will not even rank them there. But let's see if we'll find them on maybe the 9th page or something. See me. Okay, look at this one. I will professionally audio transcript or video transcript Bahasa Indonesia in, I don't even know what continues, okay? And if I'm in a hurry looking for work to be done, I'm not now going to click to see what you're about. I'll just skip and keep going. Let's see if we'll find another one. Let's see. Okay, I don't want to waste your time searching for those who have made that mistake, but I believe you all get the idea. Okay, so the transcription has to be short and straight to the point. And what we are going to do is we are going to come back to our template, and then we are going to attach flesh to the skeleton we have there. So when you are creating your gig, as we'll see in the demonstration later, Fiverr will begin the title for you saying I will. So you're not supposed to add I will. You're supposed to go ahead and say what you will do. So I will provide, what have I written? Sorry, I'll provide expert transcription services in 24 hours. Some people don't add the time, but I like to add the time when I'm wording my gig titles because I believe it kind of attracts some buyers. I've told you that a lot of people don't have time, like they are looking for things to be done in a rush. So when they see things like that, 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever gig you are selling, okay, it serves as an incentive for them to place an order with you. And you may not necessarily be selling your service and providing it in 24 hours or 48 hours. I'll show you something as we are creating the gig later on. But you would have the opportunity to sell special services for a premium price. So if you are selling transcription for $10 that you deliver in 3 days, you would have the opportunity to sell transcription that you deliver for the same amount of time, you understand, but in 1 day, in 24 hours, or even in 6 hours, and then you'll be able to price that at a much higher price, say $50 or $60. So you are not exactly lying when you are saying you are going to provide transcription services in 24 hours. And now behoves the buyer to click your gig to see what exactly you mean by that. But for me, it's a very catchy way of getting the buyer's attention. Okay, we want to look at some other examples concerning transcription. So we still want to keep transcription in the title because we have decided that is the most important word for us. So we can say I will transcribe. This is another smart thing you can do. You can find a way of including some of the tags in your title. Okay, so I will transcribe. If we had gone on to look at some of the other examples, you see that transcribe is also a tag that you can use. So I will transcribe audio and video transcription. In 24 hours. You see that audio transcription is there, video transcription is there, and then even transcribe is there. So anytime someone is searching for anything relating to transcription, I mean, there's the high likelihood of the person finding you because you have transcribe there. If the person searches transcribe, the person will find you. You have video transcription. If the person searches video transcription, the person will find you. You have audio transcription. Okay. So I hope you all get the idea. This applies to any kind of gig you are going to be creating. The most important word should always feature in the title. Okay, so let's see some examples from maybe other gigs. Let's look at, let me see if I've opened any here. Transcription. Okay, let's look at social media marketing. Okay, the tags are not there. I don't think it's really searched for. Let's look at logo design. Refresh the page. Wow. Look at the number of people selling logo design. 120,121 sellers. Okay, so you can see that this is a space that is very competitive, but there's always a way that you can still show up on this first page. So when you look at the tags, the suggested tags that other people are searching for, you see unique logo design, minimalist logo, t-shirt design, minimal logo design, gaming logo, creative logo design, custom logo design. So let's see what they also have. So you see for unique logo design, we have 112,507 sellers in that space. So it's something that a lot of people will be searching for as well. Let's look at another one, modern logo design. You have 80,367 services available. Okay, so you get the idea. You pick the most searched for tags and then you make sure that the most important one features in your gig title. Now we are going to go ahead to our gig description. If you remember, I said that the description must sell you. Okay, it must be inviting, exciting, it must state your experience and what you bring to the table, and then it must have a call to action. Okay, and in doing all of that, you need all these tags that you used to feature in the description. So we are going to find a very creative way of doing that. And we are going to keep in mind that we want the main tag that we use, which is transcription, to be in the description not less than 3 times. Okay. Fortunately, we have transcription here 5 times already because of the kind of tags we picked. But assuming we had picked other tags like transcript, okay. So let me change the YouTube one to transcript since YouTube transcription was not really searched. So we have transcripts here. Let me change one to, okay, I think I'll maintain it. So usually the way I go about creating my gigs is I start by asking a question, okay, and I play on whatever problem the buyer may have. So when I'm selling a gig, I sit down and I ask myself, what kind of problems do people have that they will look to a gig like this to solve? And then I create an answer, and then I go on to state my experience, what I would offer, what I require from them, and then the call to action. So let's think of transcription, for example. What question could you ask that is a problem that you think people would come to you as a transcriber to provide a solution to? Type your answer. I don't want to do all the talking. Just any question at all. What problem do you think someone would have that the person will need a transcription service? Okay, while I wait for you, I would go to my own gigs to see what we have. Okay, so with this particular gig, I didn't ask a question. Let me see. I think this one. So this is actually my sales pitch gig. Okay, the sales pitch, you are writing emails and business letters on behalf of companies to sell their brands and ideas to investors. Okay, so I sat down and I asked myself, why would people need a gig like this? And this was a question that came to mind for me. Are half your working hours filled with stress about how to make the perfect sales pitch? And it's a relevant question because you realize that people who have created new businesses and are looking for investors are always thinking about the best way to sell their ideas to investors. So it's a relevant question. Are half your working hours filled with stress about how to make the perfect sales pitch? Then I come to my solution. Believe me, you are not alone. I am here to make all that stress disappear. After much brainstorming, I am 100% certain that these options will deliver the optimum results you need. Okay, and then I state what I'll offer. And I say, if you like the sound of any of these, I'll be happy to immediately get to work for you. Please do not hesitate to contact me should you have any questions. See you on the other side, okay? But the focus here is the question I asked in the beginning. So assuming it's transcription you're working on, like we are trying to do, we want a question for transcription. What can we use? So we can use something like, are you worried about how to get the text version of your Zoom meetings? Or are you worried about how to get the perfect transcript for all your Zoom meetings? So let's start there. Sorry. So we have our question there, and we realize immediately that this word transcript has appeared. And we said that the other tags that we are going to feature in the description shouldn't appear less than once. So this is once and it's perfect. If it appears again, well and good. But then we have fulfilled all righteousness as far as this key term transcript is concerned. So we want to go on. Are you worried about how to get the perfect transcript for all your Zoom meetings? Okay, in place of Zoom, you can use some other term that shows up. Okay, medical. Okay, we had YouTube earlier. You can also use YouTube over there. Any word that features in your tag, okay, you can use it to replace this Zoom, but it must be relevant. So are you worried about how to get the perfect transcript for all your Zoom meetings? Then you go ahead to propose a solution or provide a solution, okay? And for me, I like to sound very dramatic and I like to sound very convincing because I was once a debater. So I would go ahead and say, after much brainstorming, okay, I want to create the impression that I really have them at heart and I've done so much work in thinking about the sort of solution I can offer them. So I'll go ahead and I'll say, after much brainstorming, or after a lot of thinking, or after painstaking research about the kind of problem you are facing. So let's say after much brainstorming, I have the perfect solution to all your transcription needs. Exclamation mark. Okay, so the most important keyword has featured for the first time. Transcription. You can see it there. It has featured. I have the perfect solution to all your transcription needs. Then you go ahead to also talk about your experience, okay? Give some sort of proof that you have done this before and you have left a trail of satisfied clients, which this potential buyer is going to add up to, okay? So I have the perfect solution to all your transcription needs. You can say, having spent years helping many people like you, or you can say, I have had years of experience providing excellent transcripts to people like you, okay? But like we said, we want these keywords to feature. So having spent over 7 years providing expert, we want our keywords to feature, remember. So we have audio here. Having spent over 7 years providing expert audio transcription, and so we are going to add this keyword here, and video transcription to customers like you. I am excited, or I am poised, or I am very ready, okay? Like I've said, we want to sound exciting. We want to create the impression that we are passionate about what we seek to do, and we are so happy to deliver the solution to the client. So we are looking for words that will convey that message. So having spent over 7 years providing expert audio transcription and video transcription to customers like you, I am poised, or I am excited to take on your project as my next challenge. Okay, so you have listed your experience. You've said that you have experience. You've had over 7 years of experience transcribing audio and video. And you realize that our word transcription has featured 3 times. So we have met the minimum requirements for the keyword which is in the title, okay, and that word which also features in the tag. So any other occasion that we are going to use the word transcription is only going to be a bonus to us, okay? So I'm excited to take on your project as my next challenge. Then you go on to state exactly what you offer. In this gig, I offer transcription services. So our word transcription has featured again. I offer transcription services for the following needs, or something else, okay? Or you can also say, in this gig, I transcribe the following, okay? So that you have transcribe also feature as well. So let me put that in brackets in case someone wants to use it. Sorry. In this gig, I transcribe the following. Then what you have to do now is list the things that you transcribe, okay, which are relevant to what your buyer may be looking for. You also realize that we have English transcription here, which we haven't used yet. So the thing is that if your gig is specific to the English language, you may want to state that in the description as well, okay? Maybe put it somewhere here. I have the perfect solution to all your English transcription needs, okay? Or in this gig, I offer English transcription services, okay? Let's put it here. English transcription services, so that it means we have fulfilled all righteousness for this word as well, that tag. So now we are going to list exactly what it is we transcribe. Zoom meetings. Okay, Zoom meetings is a tag in itself because some people may be looking for Zoom meetings. So Zoom meetings, YouTube videos, or YouTube transcription, medical transcription. So you realize that this has also featured. And what else? Think about all the things around transcription you can do. Movie transcription. So the movie transcriptions are the subtitles. Anytime you're watching a movie, the subtitles would show up there. I think that subtitles too is a very important keyword because some people come on the platform and they are searching for subtitles. Let me just confirm that over here. Subtitles. Yeah, it's a very searched word. So you can see the number of people who are searching for it. 2,775 services available for that. So you might want to include it in, your tags or whatever. Okay, so movie transcription or subtitles. And then what else? What else can we transcribe? Zoom meetings, YouTube videos, medical transcriptions, movie transcriptions, lectures, seminars, all the things that you can possibly transcribe, you listed there. Okay. Then you go on to talk about what you require from the buyer. And you can see that all I'll need from you are the files in video or audio format or a link to the video, okay? Because we're talking about transcription, but then that next line should talk about what you need from the client, okay? So all you need to do is send me the videos. Okay, let's start with audios, videos, or links that you need transcribed. You would also want to make certain assurances to the potential buyer, okay? So for transcription like this, one thing that buyers are very particular about is confidentiality, because if they are getting something like a family meeting transcribed, they don't want some outside party to get wind of what is going on in their family. So they would need you to assure them of confidentiality. If they are transcribing, maybe it's a government meeting, okay, they'll need that as well. So you have to provide some assurances as well. So all you need to do is send me the audios, videos, or links that you need transcribed, okay? I guarantee you 100%, percent, okay, accurate, professional, and expert transcripts. Okay, transcript is also a tag, but we didn't include it in our list of tags here. But assuming you did, it's featured. Okay, so we fulfilled righteousness for transcripts too. Expert. Additionally, your confidentiality and that of your files is 100% guaranteed. Okay, so we've offered our assurances. Then the next thing we do is a call to action. If this sounds like something you are interested in, feel free to leave me a message, okay? Or if you are willing to work with me, feel free to leave me a message or place an order, okay? I look forward to working with you. I hope to do an excellent job for you. So the next thing we want to do is that call to action, okay? If this sounds exciting to you, or is something that you are interested in, Jeffrey wants to join. Feel free to send me a message or order my gig. So you can see I look forward to working with you or see you on the other side, or we want to sound professional. So let's stick with I look forward to doing an amazing job for you. Okay, so we are done with our description, okay, and we have fulfilled all righteousness in the sense that as regards our tags, they have featured well throughout this description, okay. The most important tag, transcription, featured more than 3 times, which is a requirement. The other tags, audio transcription, video transcription, English transcription, medical transcription, YouTube transcription, featured at least once, okay. So we are done. This is how to go about writing your gig description, securing your tags, leaving your title in such a way that it is always searched for. And it is important that you do this, okay? When you do these things, you open yourself up to other opportunities, because I remember I had written my description for my other gigs, and I had a client who messaged me to do transcription for them. But later they went through my profile and saw the other services I was offering. And what attracted them was the way I had gone about writing my gig description, okay? I sold my gigs very well. So they messaged me saying that their company is also looking for someone who has the ability to sell things properly. And they have seen from my gig descriptions that I have that ability. Like, my gig descriptions are very well written. So they were offering me a permanent job to do that for their company, which I declined because at the time I was writing exams and stuff. But the point is that doing some of these things very well will not only help your gig rank, but you don't know what other opportunity it may open you up to. So it's important you take the pains to do it and do it very well, okay? If you are confused, okay, totally confused, because maybe you're not really good with the English language, maybe you just don't have the time to put yourself through this sort of stress, what you can do is, and what I sometimes recommend is, you go to whatever gig you are looking for, okay? So, sorry, if we are looking to sell a subtitle gig, no, we've used transcription too much. Let me look for some other. Okay, video marketing. If you want to sell a video marketing gig, you look for the sellers who are highly ranked. Okay, you look for those sellers. You see, this one is number 1, 1K reviews. Okay, so obviously the person has done something very well. This person too is number 2. This person is number 3. This person is number 4. These are the best ranked, and that is why they are showing here. It's because their gigs, their tags, everything has been written well. So you look for them, you click their gigs, you look for their descriptions, you copy and you paste. Not copy and paste on your own description. I beg you. We discussed this yesterday. No copy and paste, because it gives a very bad signal about you to the potential buyer, okay? But you copy and paste into a different document, like a Word document, the one I had opened there, and you use them as skeletons to craft your own. So you open about 4 of them. Let's open the second person too, and the third person. So this lady did a similar thing to what I've just done. And let's look at this person. Also similar. So you want to use them as skeletons, okay? It's good. If you don't have the time to go through the stress of what we have just done, this is something too you should do. Search for the gig you want to sell, and the ones who rank in the top 4 or top 5, pick theirs and use theirs as skeletons. So we want to look at some of them to see whether they followed the rule that I'm talking about, okay? So this one says, I will do YouTube music video promotion. So here's a gig. Let's promote your YouTube music video to get real audience. Okay. We are one of the famous expertise in the digital marketing in the music industry. We use the best strategies to market your content to both target and organic audience. Okay. How it works. So they talk about how it works. What benefits do you get? They talk about that. Why you must choose us. Okay. They talk about their expertise, and then the guarantees that they are going to give. 100% money back. No, you will not be dissatisfied. 100% customer satisfaction. Okay. Then they go on to say what we need. In my case, I said we need what? The video, audio, or link to whatever you want us to transcribe. So they put that over there. Then they've put certain important information there as well too. Okay, then the call to action is here. Order now. If you have any concern, check frequently asked questions or feel free to inbox us. Okay, so these people were not as wordy as I was, but then everything is there. Okay, even with a statement of the problem, it's there in a very subtle way. Let's promote your YouTube music video to get you real audience. Okay, it presupposes that you have a problem of trying to promote your videos. Okay, they are trying to get them to real audiences and stuff. So they found a very crafty, clever way to embed that in. So you find it over there. Let's see their gig tags. So the tags, we have music promotion, promote music video, video promotion, promote music, YouTube promotion. Let's see if they featured in the gig description. Promotion. Let's see if we have anything promotion. Okay, so they have the word promotion here. They didn't use it as many times as would be expected, but at least they have it there. Okay, let's look at another example. This lady over here. So she says, I'll do SEO YouTube to rank your video on the first page from titles and description to tags, links, and more. I will do keyword research and competitor analysis with relevance to your specific industry, helping you obtain more views and subscribers organically. Okay, so you realize that she stated what she will do, what she's offering. Okay, I've done this for 3 years with huge and new channels. Hire someone with experience and unlock your channel's full potential. So she's letting you know immediately what her expertise is. Okay, then she lists everything there. Then she says, feel free to contact me and get more info, learn and discuss the package. Okay, so everything is fulfilled there. She didn't really mention like a problem and stuff, but at least the most important things are there. Let's look at another example. Who is this? Rank your YouTube video. Okay, I'll promote YouTube video in 2,500 high authority platform. Don't order without reading reviews first. Okay, this is very common to see with a lot of successful Fiverr sellers. Okay, normally these people have been on the platform for so long, they've sold so many orders, and because they are always on the first page, like they are getting pressured with orders. People place orders without even messaging them to know what and what they cannot do, and they are often misunderstanding. So with sellers like this, you normally see something like this: don't order without reading reviews first. Okay, or don't order without reading my description first, because they don't want you to come and give them any headache. But we are new, so we will not be driving people away like that and cautioning them. See the number of orders the person has: 105 orders in the queue. Horrible. Good luck to him in trying to fulfill all of them. It's good, but at the same time to stress. So he says the best video visible service. Your videos will be watched on more than 2,500 of popular mixed platforms, high quality mixed platforms. Okay, how will you benefit? So he goes to state what he's offering, how you benefit. Then the assurances are there: high value and results guarantee, visible work report. Okay, premium packages, most value and results. I wish we had more time to go through more examples, but I'm hoping you get the idea of what I'm saying. It's important. So this is our example. I'll try to put this template in the group so that you have it as reference. But basically, this is what you should seek to be doing. Okay. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about is, let's see, the pricing structure of your gigs. The pricing structure of your gigs. Like I've said, it can make or unmake you. And normally what I recommend for new sellers is that when you go on the Fiverr platform looking to sell a particular gig, search for the gig first to know who is selling it. Look at the best on the first page. Already we have written everything well, so our gig should rank naturally. But even if we are struggling to get orders, it is our pricing that is going to encourage people to place orders with us. Okay, so when I first created my gigs, I had all this well, so I was ranking on the first page. But then what made people place orders with me was the fact that my pricing was very competitive. So those who were selling 60 minutes of audio or video were selling it for at least $30. Okay, yeah, transcription now. Ernest, I'll suggest some software that you can use for transcription, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so the point I was making was while people were selling that gig for at least $30, I decided no. Since I'm interested in getting a lot of orders at this beginning stage so that I get so many reviews, let me undercut all of them. And then I sold mine for $5. And well, most people were not even responding to me because when they see others selling for $30 and you are selling for $5, they'll think that you are either trying to scam them or you are not selling something that is quality. Okay. But like I repeatedly say, you are going to find that section of the market that always wishes that they had everything for free. Everything. They don't want to pay for anything under the sun. They are always going to be there. So underpricing your gig is to target that audience, that section of the market. Okay, you are going to use them the way they want to use you. You two are going to use them. So it's going to be a win-win situation for everyone. While they are getting a very cheap service from you, quality service, but very cheap from you, you are also going to end up getting reviews from them. And these reviews are going to boost your potential so much to make so many more sales. Okay, so once you have made about 10 reviews, 50 reviews, 100 reviews, you can comfortably then raise your price to $30, even $50. And once you are ranking on the first page, people will order because already people have that idea that this is quality. Okay, the reviews are there to support it, your description and everything too is excellent. So I would suggest that in the beginning stages, use low pricing, moderate pricing. I mean, not outrageously low. If you are selling a gig that everyone is selling for $100, don't go and sell yours for $5 because no one will mind you. Okay, maybe you can do $80 or you can do $70, but it should be something that is very affordable for that section of the market that isn't willing to spend a lot of money. And then we are going to target them using buyer request and then other strategies. Okay. Another thing I promised I'll show you was the gig favorites, but someone should remind me when I finish talking about the pricing strategy. Then we'll talk about what is the least amount you can sell a gig. The least amount you can sell a gig on Fiverr is $5. Okay, so Fiverr is actually an English word, a British word, which means five. When you go to the UK and someone says, I want to buy this for a fiver, it means I want to buy this for £5. So the makers of this company were so crafty, they decided to use that word to name their company. And so it follows logically that the lowest amount you can sell on the platform is $5. Okay. So I hope I've answered that question. Sorry for going too far, but yeah, that's the answer. Another thing you should know about the pricing is that it is offered in different ways. You can offer like one single pricing for a number of services you are offering, or you can put your pricing in tier packages and then allot certain services to them depending on what you are offering. I'll show you examples in a short while. When you are beginning, I recommend that you don't use the 3-tier strategy because it's confusing for buyers and already you are going to be selling your gigs at a relatively low price. So it's not going to be very relevant to be using that pricing structure. Okay. As your gig expands, as you get more reviews, then you can fall on that 3-tier pricing structure. Okay. Another thing is that when your gigs become very successful, because you are looking to continue keeping buyers, okay, people coming to you because they initially felt that your gigs were affordable, you can use that 3-tier pricing structure where the first tier you are going to maintain that cheapest amount you were selling your gig. Then the second tier, it goes up a bit. The third tier, it goes up a bit. So I'll use my transcription gig to show you an example. I'm going to show you my screen in a bit. Someone was asking about a software you can use for transcription, okay? Any tool you can use for transcription. So what I use is temi.com, but then there are so many others, and Temi helps you. I think I'm working on a project right now for a client. So this is temi.com. You can see it has done 90% of the work for me. I uploaded the audio to, let me take you to the site, temi.com. Sorry. I don't want all of this. I don't know why it's taking so long to load. When it loads, I'll show it to you. But this is what the tool looks like, okay? And what you do is you just you start playing from here.
Do I have your permission to record it for accuracy?
Okay, and you read
Great.
through. So if there's a mistake and you notice it, you pause, you correct the mistake, and then you continue. It saves automatically.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when you're done going through the whole transcript, when you're done with it, you go to download. And then if the buyer requested timestamps as well, you include them. If not, you exclude them. You include only the speaker names, and then you export. So it'll download it, and then you open it in Microsoft Word, and then you edit it. So I think I worked on one recently. Open recent. Yeah, I worked on this interview with a psychiatrist called Harold. So I formatted it. I put my page numbers there. I made the names of the speakers bold. I gave it a heading, wrote the number of minutes, a subtitle. I saved it, and then I sent it to the client. So yeah, that's my transcription routine, and the tool I use is temi.com. Yeah, this is it. So you just select audio or video file and you upload it. And once you are done uploading, they'll ask you for your email. So you enter your email there, and then they'll send a link to this to your email. So once you open the link, this is what you see. You can make the edits. Once you are done, you download it. It's temi.com, free to use. Temi.com is actually free. It's free to use only on the first time, okay? But subsequently, if you are using the same email, subsequently you would have to pay for it. So there's a hack around that, and the hack is that you are going to be using a different email all the time, okay? Especially if you don't have money, you are beginning with all of this and you don't have money to be paying for the software. The hack is that you can use a temporary email. This is one temporary email I use, 10minmail.com. You also have 10minutesmail.net, okay? So you get this temporary email and you use it when they send you the transcript to show here in your inbox. Okay, so that's the way you can use Temi free all the time, but ordinarily it is only free on the first use, and if you use it again with the same email, you have to pay for it. Okay, so let's go to pricing, as I was talking about. This was my first gig, my first transcription gig. And this is the single pricing structure. It hasn't changed. Okay, I said I'll sell 60 minutes audio or video package. And at the time, the price was $5. Okay, so I'll transcribe clear audio or video in 48 hours with one revision. 3 days delivery, one revision, 2 speakers, verbatim transcription, convert file, number of minutes. Then what I did was, when you go to the gig extras, I'll explain that later. You see that you can add extra fast delivery, which will increase the price to 40. You can add additional revision. You can add time reference. You can add additional speaker. You can add proofreading. Okay. So by the time someone is done adding all of this, something that you see on my profile, $20, see how much you end up paying, $75. Okay. So this is how some of us make so much money, because we lure the buyer in with something that looks ridiculously cheap. I'll do it for $5. Look at my other transcription gig. I will do audio transcription or video transcription in 24 hours. And how much am I selling it? $5. So the person will be attracted. But when the person comes down there, the person will see that I have other things that I'm offering. Okay. So this is for just 5 minutes. If you actually want 60 minutes, then you are going to be paying $35. Okay. If you want to add other things like time reference, it's an additional $5. Extra fast delivery, another $5. Sorry. Okay, so this is the single pricing structure. Then we have the 3-tier pricing. Okay, let me see if any of my gigs has that 3-tier structure. I think the voiceover gig, no, it doesn't. I'm not a fan of that three-tier pricing because it confuses clients. I used it once and I lost a client because of it. The client said that it was too confusing. Let's see this. No, I don't think I use any of them. So let's go to our examples and see if we'll find sellers who are using that pricing structure. Let's check from this person. Okay, so this person is actually using that pricing structure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that Ronald, I don't recommend the 3-tier pricing in the beginning. Okay, maybe later you can use it, but then if you are creating the gig for the first time, you're a new seller, I recommend just using that one pricing structure, okay, where it encompasses everything you do, okay, everything you seek to do. Then later, as you advance, because you have gotten more clients, you've gotten more reviews, and you are now seeking to increase your prices, you can then adopt this pricing structure. So you have the basic, the standard, the premium, and each level has its own set of packages and its own price. Okay, so the basic, you have all these packages and it's only for 15 minutes, $5. Then standard, you have all these 15 minutes, $10. Premium, you have all these 15 minutes, $15. Okay, I don't know if they have extras as well. Yeah. Okay, then you can compare packages, but normally this tends to confuse clients. I don't know for you, but for a lot of clients, it tends to confuse them, and that's why I prefer the one pricing structure. Okay, the single pricing structure. So this is what you must know about pricing. I'm done with creating your gig. The next thing we are going to step into is practical work. And as always, we'll need a volunteer so that we go along with the person, use the person's gig as a template to know exactly how to go about creating your first gig. I hope I was clear in everything. I hope you understood me. If there's anything I was confusing about, please feel free and leave the question. I'll explain myself. If you feel I left out something, let me know. I think I left out the gig favorites. I said I'll talk about gig favorites. Now, gig favorites allow Fiverr to rank you higher on the engine. So when you come here, you realize that this is what the gig favorite is. You realize that the person has 810 gig favorites. So he's going to push Fiverr to rank it higher. It's no wonder the person is on the first page. Okay, let's see another example. Let's see this person. 3,924 gig favorites. Okay, so obviously the person will rank number one, because the idea Fiverr is getting is that so many people like the gig, so for them it's a relevant gig and they'll put it on the first page. Let's look for another one. I think that's the one we just looked at. Okay, this lady has 124, not bad. Let me see what I have. Yeah, I have 257 gig favorites. Okay, so just about a month ago, I was ranking on the first page, but if you check now, I have dropped, and I have dropped because I was late for orders. I had some orders I cancelled, so the algorithm pushed me down, and I'm now rising again. Okay, but what is happening is I've already established a clientele. Okay, like 20 or 40 loyal clients who come back to me no matter what. So at this stage, I'm not really concerned about ranking on the search results. Okay, eventually the algorithm will lift me and put me back on the first page because everything is as it should be. Okay, but for you, a new seller, it's important that you are ranking over there. So this thing will be important. And this is just a word of caution. Try as much as possible not to cancel your orders. If you have any misunderstanding, we'll talk about all of this later. So I don't want to preempt myself, okay? But try as much as possible not to be canceling orders, not to be delivering orders late, because if you are a new seller and it is a habit to get into, the algorithm is going to push you down and you will you struggle, okay? You actually suffer to get up and going all over again, you understand? About not changing the title of your gig. It should remain the same forever. Reason, please. Okay, excellent. So you look at my gig like this. It has, I will transcribe 60 minutes audio or video transcription in 48 hours. Okay. When you come to the search bar, the engine, you see the word transcribe 60 minutes audio or video file accurately in 24 hours. That was the original title of my gig. But later I changed it, so you realize that it doesn't tally. And the problem is, if you keep changing your gig title, this link they give to your gig is lasting, is permanent. So if you change your gig title and people are searching for transcription and your new gig title doesn't really tally with transcription or what you have in your link over there, the algorithm is not going to show you up in the search results. Okay, it's not going to show you up in the search results. So what is recommended is, if you feel the need to ever change the title, someone is asking, why have I created about 2 or more transcription gigs? If you ever feel the need to change the title, what is recommended is that you rather create another gig, another transcription gig, okay, or another gig that you actually wanted to change the title. Just create another gig of the same product and use that different title for the new gig. Okay. So that is a way to go about it. And the advantage here is that if someone is searching for transcription but uses a particular term which is not featured in this but featured in your new gig, that new gig will show up and the person will buy it. If the person searches a term for that gig, okay, but it contains a term from this which doesn't show up in that gig, then it's this gig that is going to show up. I don't know if I'm clear. So you are just making sure that you are all over the place. You are all over the place so that whatever someone searches regarding the service you are offering, you are always going to show up. Okay. So if you take a look, you see that the tags for this gig are different from my other transcription gig. Okay. Related tags for this particular one, we have audio transcription, transcript, video transcription, transcription, transcriber. Let's look at my other, Let's look at the tags I used for this one. Podcast transcription, video transcription, transcribe, transcription, audio transcription. So you see that there are different tags here, okay? So that anytime someone is searching for that particular service, the person is always going to find me. Okay, so these are the 2 reasons that I have more than one gig for the same service, okay? Someone says, does deleting a gig affect you one way or the other? No, deleting your gig doesn't affect you. It just removes that gig from the search results, okay? and it means that if you create another gig, you are going to struggle to now rank that one. Okay. About creating gigs, would you recommend creating more gigs so as to land on more offers in the buyer request? Absolutely. You should create as many gigs as possible. Okay, don't have just one gig. Create more gigs, because, and don't create them in just one service, create them in multiple services. What is going to happen is that when people search for things, okay, say someone is searching for transcription and the person finds you. If the person places an order and maybe is looking for what else you seek to sell, the person will go down and Fiverr will show them more services by Joel Sam. So you see all my other gigs listed here. And if the buyer was thinking of going to someone else to order something like that, immediately the person can already see that no, there are some of the services that they can actually place from you as well. Okay, I think I have to get myself a cup of water. I'm buying a lot. So there are some of the other services that you can render. There's voiceover, you edit essays. So the person will not have to now go and look for another, seller. The person can just click, oh, he offers, business letters as well. Let me order that as well. Okay. So you find that all your gigs will be working collaboratively to push you up, to make more buyers see you and get you more orders. I hope I answered the question. Is it absolutely crucial as a new seller to add a recorded video to your gig gallery? Yes, I think it is. Okay, you actually find some, Fiverr YouTubers saying that it's not necessary because people don't have data to watch. And you see, the US is the biggest market for Fiverr. Let me show you my world dominance. And you know that the US, they don't have internet problems. They actually have time to watch your video. And the reason why I recommend a recorded video is that because you don't have the reviews, they want to see that you are a real person. They want to see that you are not a robot. They want to see that now you look and sound like someone they can actually trust. So that recorded video is going to go a very long way in giving them that sort of confidence or conviction that they can place the order with you. Okay, and in my experience, when I added, let's go to analytics. In my experience, when I added my video to my gig, I started seeing a lot of results. So I'll absolutely recommend it to a new seller. Have your gig video there. Okay, look at world domination, 17%. I've delivered orders to 17% of the world. And US has the highest number, 233 sales made in US, 9 in Canada, 3 in Nigeria, 1 in Liberia, 14 in Australia, 6 in India. But I see that the US is the biggest market. So for those who are saying that the video is not necessary because people don't have data to watch and don't, maybe it's only Ghanaians who will not be interested in watching your gig video because over here data is expensive. But I don't think that will be a problem for the US market. So have it there, please. At all costs, have it there so that they know that they are dealing with someone who is real. You can see one of my gig videos here. Okay, and it works. I actually recommended this strategy to someone who was in a group. I created a group earlier, okay, so that I share ideas for free. But what I realized was that a lot of scammers were joining the group and trying to scam people. So I deleted the group. But there was one guy who took everything I was saying seriously. Let me look for him. He's called Sam Inspires. Maybe some of you know him. Sam Inspires. So if you look at his profile, you realize that it's very similar to mine because he implemented a lot of the things I was actually recommending. And this was less than 5 months ago. You can see that already he's made 89 sales in transcription. Okay, he had the video there and it did magic for him. Let me open the gig. Okay. He followed my advice to the letter.
Hello guys, welcome
Currently
to my
has
gig.
5 orders
My name is
in queue. Okay.
and in this gig, I offer
So if you ask me, yeah, that video is important. You should have it over there. Look as professional as you can. Sound convincing and inviting, exciting as possible. Let them know that you are willing to offer them the best service. Is there any other question? Okay, so if there's no other question, I'm going to stop showing my screen, and then I'll need someone to volunteer so that we have our practical session with creating a gig. So if you are willing, Emmanuel, if you're up for it today too, you can let us know. If someone else is interested, let us know, and then we'll begin shortly. Let me just grab a cup of water. Someone says yes, I'm willing. Okay, Emmanuel. NS says, I hope you will share another gig description in the page tonight too. I mean samples. Yeah, definitely. I'll share more samples in the page, so don't worry about it. But I just wanted to, the Chinese say, don't give a man fish, teach him how to fish. Okay, once the person has a skill, the person can always do it anytime and every time. So that was my main concern, but definitely I'll leave more samples in the group for you as well. Someone says, how do you go about the thumbnail? So the thumbnail must be a catchy picture, okay? It must be a very striking picture which immediately calls the attention of the buyer. And you can use canva.com to create a thumbnail. You can also use Photoshop. I work with Photoshop, so you can use Photoshop. But once you have created your thumbnail, okay, what you should then do is, let me see if I can get... What you should then do is make sure that you name the thumbnail after the gig title. Okay, so if it's transcription and your thumbnail has been designed for transcription, make sure that you name it transcription. And this is the reason why. Let's just go to Google for a quick search. Yes, when you are using a video, you still need a good thumbnail because they are not only going to watch your video, they'll go through to see what else you have. I'm not really thrilled with the other thumbnails Sami has, but then it's important to have good thumbnails. Okay, let me see if I have any proper thumbnails. So that's my thumbnail for sales pitch, but let's look at transcription. Yeah, you realize I have another thumbnail here. Okay, and then I have samples of my work as well. It's also important to include in your gig images samples of the work you have done so that they know that, yeah, you actually have the ability to do what they want. You're not presenting, so I'm so sorry. I forgot. Let me share my screen right away. Where was that? Yes, so I was saying this is my gig video, okay, but I realized I also have a thumbnail right after that, okay. And then I have samples of my work as gig images as well. Okay, and then I was saying that assuming this is your thumbnail, this image is your thumbnail, we want to change the name to transcription. For this reason, when you go to the Google search engine, I tried explaining it earlier, but I don't know if you got it. When you go to the Google search engine, let's say someone is searching for transcription. So if it's transcription you are selling, okay, the innovative way or the proactive way to go about getting samples is just take it as a task upon yourself to go on YouTube, download some short videos and transcribe them, okay, and then gather your transcripts as some sort of portfolio that you can show to clients if they require samples. If it's graphic designing you are doing, make sure that you do some, self projects, okay, just so that you can keep a portfolio that you can share as samples. Okay, so transcription, let's see if we have, no, all this is medical. Let's check audio transcription. You see these images here, they are all linking you to particular websites. So you see this one here, do audio transcription accurately by ... And the link it takes you to is fiverr.com. You see someone's thumbnail, okay, very simple, straight to the point, but the person named the file Fiverr, and then also, no, didn't name it Fiverr, sorry, named it transcription, okay, give it the same name as the title of their gig, so that when you are searching for audio transcription, it shows up in Google. And what happens is that when someone sees this image and wants to know where it's coming from, the person will click the link and see where to take the person right to your gig. So we have landed at this person's gig. I think the person is a new seller. The person did very well to actually identify this trick. Whether it was accidental or the person actually identified it, the person did well. So what happens then is that you are driving traffic to your page, okay? You are giving yourself the opportunity to land potential orders. Can you get a graphic designer to create one for you or use canva.com to create one? Canva is easy to use. You can. Oh yes, Benjamin, absolutely. You can either get a graphic designer to do one for you or Canva. You can use Canva to do one. It's so easy to do. Personally, I like to do things myself because I view everything as a learning experience. One thing I hate is to be in ignorance about something. So I like to have a fair idea of everything, and even if I don't know how to do it, I'll find a way of learning how to do it. But just assuming you don't have that time, okay, you can absolutely get a graphic designer or use canva.com. Let me see if I can show you what Canva looks like. And this is Canva. I'm not signed in here. I think I'm signed in at Google Chrome. Yeah, this is what Canva looks like. You can design anything: YouTube thumbnail, social media story, Pinterest, Instagram post, Facebook post. So it's a thumbnail we want to do. So we are going to use YouTube thumbnail. Why is it forbidden? Is it the apple in the Garden of Eden? So Canva will already give you a lot of samples that you can tweak. Assuming you want to use the sample, you can just change the image to yourself, okay? And you can edit this, okay? If this is the sample you like to use, you can change the image, you can edit this, okay? You can even add more things. You can upload your own images. So you realize I have a lot of images here. I work with Canva a lot when I'm doing my YouTube thumbnails. So you see all of this, I do it through Canva. You can find other photos to use. So if it's transcription you want to do or graphic designing, you can search for it to show you related pictures that you can use. And this is your workspace. You can easily and conveniently use this to design your thumbnail. Okay, so let's jump right into the practical session. Ima, I think we're ready for you now. Okay, so Benjamin says that he's ready to create your gig thumbnail at a discounted price. Benjamin, this is even a gig you can create for yourself on Fiverr, because believe me, a lot of people are looking for this service. So you've just given yourself a nice gig. Okay, so Ima, please take us to your Fiverr account. And we're going to create a gig. But first of all, have you decided what you want to sell? What do you want to sell? And it says, I guess there's more than one graphic designer here. Yeah. You know, graphic design is one of the gigs on Fiverr that is oversold. There are so many. What will this gig go under? This gig will go under graphic design. So if you go to the categories I told you about on the first day, when you go to graphic design, you'll find it over there as a subcategory. Okay, you have logo design and all sorts of designs. Not yet, because I thought we were using it for illustration. Okay, fine. If that is the issue, then let's use the example that I created, okay, for transcription. So let's create your transcription gig. Let's create a transcription gig for you. Let me drop the template in the group. I'll add more examples and update the template, but we just want Ima to be able to use it. Alright, so I've dropped it in the group, Ima. You can use the template. Okay, so if you're paying attention, you see that you have I will do something I'm really good at. Okay, so already Fiverr is hinting you at what you can put there. But don't start with I will, because if you do, your gig will turn out being I will do something I'm really good at. So you just go straight to what you will do. See, you see that they've written just perfect. Your title is just perfect. So the next thing you do is to select a category. Normally, the system has a way of intelligently picking the category from your title. So you can see that already it has identified your category over there. We are not at the description yet, so we can remain on the gig we are creating for now. Oh yeah, you can delete it after this. You can delete the gig after this. So transcription falls under writing and translation, okay, and then you have transcript as a subcategory. So won't it affect you? No, it won't affect you if you delete this gig. I've deleted more than 10 gigs because when I started, I was experimenting with so many gigs. Yeah, so you select writing and translation, transcripts. That's the category and the subcategory. You have suggested categories over there. Like I said, the system will automatically pick it if you use the correct terms. So yes. So you can move to the next stage, language. For your gig metadata, you have to specify which language you are transcribing in. So it's English. Assuming you had other languages you could transcribe, you could also specify them there, like French, and I have some friends who transcribe French and German and stuff. Yeah, so you scroll down. I think the next thing to do will be to add the tags, the search tags. Sorry. You separate it with a comma. So you put a comma there and then you add the next tag. Yeah, there should be two separate tags. So audio transcription, comma, then it will capture it as one tag. Then video transcription, comma, it will capture the video transcription to as another. Your comma doesn't work. Really, that's strange. Try space. Try the space bar and let's see. I'm not sure if this is an issue from your PC or give me a moment to check from my end. Kofi says enter key. It's been a long time since I created a gig, but at the time I created mine, it was the comma that was working. So try the enter key. Awesome. Thanks, Kofi. Okay, so you save and continue. Move to the next step. What have they written in red? I can't read it well. Tag list cannot contain tags with more than 20 characters. Okay, it appears one of your tags has more than 20 characters in it. Wait. Well, this seems new, but it appears that 5 tags minimum, use letters and numbers only. Tag list cannot contain tags with more than 20 characters. Yes, it seems that the number of letters and then the space, all of that shouldn't be more than 20. So I'm counting to know, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yes, I think English transcription is the problem. Is delete the English transcription and add the others. Okay, use save and continue so that we can go on. Okay, so the next thing is your pricing. And like I've said, because you are selling a gig as a beginner, it's best to use the one pricing system. Okay, so you first have to name your package. So you can name it transcription package. Yeah, add package to it, or transcription offer, or something that lets them know that. Okay, so now you have to give a short description of what you're offering. So you can say, I will transcribe 60 minutes of audio or video. No, it's not this description we are going to be using. There's a very short description. It shouldn't even be 2 lines, just a very, very short description. In 24 hours. Okay, excellent. Add an R to transcribe after the C. Okay, so the delivery time, you have already said you do this in 24 hours. So you can ignore that. Ignore the 24 hours. Yes, so the delivery time should be 1 day. Okay, and time reference is not necessary. Number of speakers, you can include 2 speakers. 2 speakers means that at that price, you'll be willing to transcribe audio that contains 2 people speaking, only 2 people. So you can select 2 or 3, but I recommend 2. So that if there are more, you can actually offer that as an extra package, which I'll show you later. Okay, then take verbatim transcription. Yeah, and proofreading. Proofreading means that you go through the work to correct any mistakes. Okay, so that is standard. You can ignore convert file. And then you have to include the number of minutes. So if it was 60 minutes, you said you put 60 minutes there. If it was 30, 15, the number of minutes should be included. Okay, then the next thing is to select the price. Okay. Okay, so you can scroll down. Now when you scroll down, what you see is add extra services. And these are like things you can add to the package you are offering so that you earn more money on that gig you are selling. Okay, so you said you were selling, was it 60 minutes, right? You can add more minutes. Okay, so if you want to add more minutes, you take the extra minutes box and then you select the number of minutes you are willing to add and then an additional price for that. So it means that if the person places your order and wants more minutes after the number of minutes you have specified in your order, the person will have to pay an extra, I think you are selecting $5, okay, for an additional, you have to select the additional number of minutes. Question: assuming your delivery time is 2 days and you deliver the work in 2 days or even a day, but the client comes back, say on day 3 with a revision, meaning you have to revise the work and resend, will Fiverr count it as late delivery on a part? No. So by default, Fiverr adds 1 day to every revision. Okay, so when a client requests a revision, the system will automatically add another day. Okay, extra fast delivery does not apply because you are already selling this gig in 24 hours. So I mean, you can't do that any faster. So additional revision, you can sell additional revision to, okay, if you feel that a revision means that the client was not really satisfied with your work and wants you to make some corrections, or the client has had some additional ideas and wants you to feature it in the work that you have done, then the new work that you are going to do is going to be the revision, okay, or the corrections you are going to make is going to be the revision. So you can charge for additional revision. If you've done a work and the client wants you to redo it or add something else, you can charge for that. I don't charge for it, but you can charge for that as well and add an additional number of days. Then you can sell time reference too. So for transcription, time reference is adding timestamps to the transcripts. Mimi says my gig has already lost impressions. Should I start afresh or just go along with the tweaking? It depends on your gig. I would like to see your gig first. Maybe it's not beyond redemption, but if it's beyond redemption, then you would have to create a new gig. But I'd like to see it first. Okay, so you can add an additional day for time referencing. Okay, so once you're done with the pricing, you can save and continue. Okay, so now this is where you're going to copy and paste the description that we worked on. I'll try to add sample descriptions of other areas in the document I'll be providing later. So if you have any field in mind, any suggestion, just let me know so that I focus on those areas in the samples I'll be creating. If it's graphic design, if it's music, if it's business pitches, whatever it is, just let me know and I'll stay around that for the samples. Okay, graphic design. Article rewrites. Okay. copywriting, data entry, whiteboard animation. Proofreading. Writing comments on blogs. Editing. Okay, so we also have frequently asked questions, and that is a way to kind of guess what other questions the buyer may have about your gig and then leave answers there. I don't use frequently asked questions, but in case you want to, you just click the add FAQ and then you put a question there. So this class is 2 hours. Oh, we just passed 9 o'clock. We started late because some people joined us late, but then we'll be closing soon. This is the last thing we are doing, and then we are done for the day. Our sessions each day is 7 to 9 p.m. So it's 2 hours. So you can put the question there, do you transcribe French as well? And then the answer will be no, I don't. No. It shouldn't always be in uppercase. That is up to you. But then there are certain rules in writing. Normally, when you use uppercase to write something, it means it's very important. You're either warning someone or you are, drawing their attention to something important, or you are shouting at them, you are blasting them. So in this case, for the frequently asked questions, maybe uppercase is not bad because they are important questions. So Ima, no, I don't should go to the answer box. Add an answer. That's where you should put the no, I don't. Okay, so you can save and continue. Save this first or add it and then save and continue so that we go to the next page. Excuse me. Okay, so the requirement is what you need from the buyer to do the job. So normally what you type there is kindly leave your requirements or instructions. Thank you. Okay, just something short, okay? So you can type there, kindly leave your requirements and instructions. Thank you. And you see at the bottom there, you have free text. Free text means that the person in response to this requirement can type or write anything at all as an answer. Okay. But when you click that arrow, you see something like yeah, so select free text. Assuming the gig you are selling requires them to attach pictures and videos and stuff, then you can select attach file. Okay, so once you do that, you click add. And then you save and continue. So this is the last stage, building your gig gallery. Okay, this is where you have to put the thumbnails we've spoken about and then the gig video. We don't have the time for that right now, but what you can do by means of demonstrating is to just go to your gallery and select any nice picture of yourself and add it over there. Imamimi says she can't see your screen. Can you please check if you are presenting to everyone? I can see it, but it's in a tiny box at the corner somewhere. Okay, Ima, please check. I think we cannot see your screen, so check if you are presenting to us. Ronald says you should just pin his profile. So when you move the arrow on his profile, you see a pin. I think when you pin it, it will just expand his profile for you and you'll be able to see. Awesome. So you can scroll down, save and continue. So you publish your gig now. That's the last thing you have to do. Publish it so that you go live. Once you click publish, your gig will show up in there. Search results. For some gigs, they require you to take tests to prove that you can actually do the gig. Okay, at the time I joined Fiverr, this was not necessary for transcription, but now it is. They require you to take an English test. So what you can do in your privacy is to take this test. You would have to take it before you publish the gig. Okay, so once you take it, the gig will go live. And that will be the last stage. I think after this stage, you can then share your gig on all your social media. They'll give you the links to share, and that will be the end. Thank you very much, Ima, for assisting us with the demonstration. I hope it was clear and understandable for everybody. If there was something you didn't get well, time is far spent, so feel free to send me a message so that we chat privately and I'll explain things to you in detail. I'll also do the samples on the gig suggestions you have given me and I'll make them available by tomorrow. Okay, so thank you guys for joining. Thank you so much for your time, your patience, everything. I hope this session was useful. You learned a lot and I hope it's going to help you see the phenomenal results you are expecting on Fiverr. Thank you again. Good night. Kofi in India. Good morning. Yes, I'll leave a recorded version of this session in the group tomorrow as well. I'll have to edit it this evening, but I'll leave it over there. So thank you. Good night and bye.